Death Star, man.
Nobody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
Holy shit. Don't even know where to go this week. We got celebration coverage, another episode of Kenobi. This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe, and of course with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing good, Joe. How you doing?
Dude, when have we had this much Star Wars to talk about?
Oh, it's been a bit. We've been anticipating this coming, but yeah,
I mean, we joked about it, like, oh, there's going to be a ton coming.
Oh yeah,
we're going to have so much to talk about. I did not see this coming.
No, nor did I. This is insane.
I got to be humbled a little bit. I bagged on Celebration based on the schedule, things like that.
Right. Yes.
Oh, they killed it.
Yes.
So disappointed I wasn't there.
I know.
Oh, they absolutely killed it. And they went, I gotta say, they went above and beyond because they had a panel that was like a Lucasfilm panel, not just Star Wars.
Right. Yes. There's always been the close relationship there, and most Star Wars fans are Lucasfilm fans. But yeah, to have that at Star Wars Celebration, interesting.
Like we're gonna be super happy that Harrison Ford's there, but he's there to talk about Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And now we're talking Willow? What?
Oh, I know. Crazy.
Yeah, but it had one thing in common, right?
What's that?
John Williams.
Of course. Yes. Yes.
And apparently it was his birthday and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Shit got crazy. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Harrison Ford told his same old jokes.
Yeah.
Got a colonoscopy. That was playing.
Good old Harry.
Yeah, I would not be pleased if I got a colonoscopy. That was playing. Like, we're on an adventure.
Right.
All right. So yeah. So Celebration was crazy. I venture to say we're probably going to be talking about Celebration for a while.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's going to come up the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is we're going to hit the high points, the major announcements.
Right.
And go over them briefly.
Right.
Because they came out swinging. I got to give them credit.
That they did. And I have to say, I was blown away. I honestly was blown away.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed light.
Right.
Like, I was so disappointed that I wasn't going to Celebration, but at the same time, I was like, this year looks light.
Exactly. Yeah.
Probably be all right. I'm watching coverage, and I'm like, damn it.
Yep.
Like, I should have been there.
Yes.
How dare I say, this one's, I kind of feel like I got to go to Europe next year, right? Like, by the way, that was one of the announcements. Celebration is going to Europe next year.
Ah, nice.
So returning to Europe.
Yeah, it's been a while for that.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yes.
Like, Star Wars is, it's worldwide.
Absolutely.
And it should be shared worldwide. I'm glad Celebration is going back to Europe.
Yep.
I really would like Celebration to go back to annual and just travel around. It's in Europe, it's in Asia, it's back here. It's, not, we do it in the U.S. and 2 years later we do it in the U.S. No, it's worldwide.
I like it too. I mean, it gives you, number one, it shows you just how popular Star Wars is everywhere. And it you get to see some of the fan stuff from all over the place,
Well, not only that, they were able to pull off Celebration without even near the frequency of release of now.
Right.
So, you know, they were able to pull off Celebration when there was nothing but animated stuff coming out.
That is true.
So with everything that's coming, Celebration should be every year, somewhere new. Let fans all around the world enjoy Celebration.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that it's traveling. And with the live stream and, you know, YouTube videos and all that stuff that comes from it, we all get to have fun at the same time, even if it's not here with us.
Right.
So I'd love that. I'm glad to see it's coming back next year.
Absolutely.
So England, have fun.
Right.
Trying to figure out how I can get there. Because if it's anything like this one, it's the place to be.
Yeah, it's definitely a place to be. You just got me thinking, you know, maybe I can convince the wife to match up the Ireland and trip with Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a short jaunt.
Right.
No, I'll go with you.
Oh, all right. Y'all heard it here.
Hey, you're the one that has to do the convincing.
That's true.
I tell Chris Lamb, hey, we're going to Europe for 2 weeks. We're going.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm paying for it, but we're going.
Well, hey, you know, that's kind of how these things work, right?
All right. So, Celebration coverage. Enough jesting around. So, first up, and this is not in order of release. So, Tales of the Jedi.
Yes. We did talk about this before, right?
Yes.
We did hear about this. And
we saw the name and we're like, what?
Yes, exactly. I had my hopes up that this was going to be something that I knew of from the past, the old Dark Horse comics. And then I heard, no, it's not going to be that. And I was like, ugh, okay. And then, I got to tell you, then I heard this.
What can you tell us about Tales of the Jedi?
Super fun, just a little, passion project to tell some short stories. Yeah. Just came about out of the blue. Carrie Beck and Athena Portillo, they really liked these stories. I was writing these little shorts on the airplane, and when I was traveling, and they were the only ones I let read them. And when they were reading them, they're like, "Oh, I really like these. Would you want to make these?" And I thought, sure, yeah. I mean, why not? I'm not busy. So they found the resources and the people, and it was a great chance for me to connect with the animation team again, and, to work with, Ashley, Matt, James a tiny bit again. And, because we have such a long relationship together. So it was fun. It made me nostalgic for those times. And they're just interesting little shorts that tell the journey of two characters in brief little bites, throughout their lives. So I'm excited for you guys to see them.
Fabulous. I'm super cool.
So yeah, that was enough right there to make me go, oh, okay, yeah, I got to see this.
Yeah, he said Ashley, Matt, James. I'm like, I'm in. Hell.
Absolutely. Yep. So we're going to have some of our classic Clone Wars cast back. And, these are...
But here's the thing, right?
What's that?
Like, you're not getting that Dark Horse Comics Tales of the Jedi.
Right.
Right? But you're getting... He pulled those names, right? Ashley, Matt, James. You're getting those characters probably told in the same style of the old Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, come on, Dave. It's Dave.
Well, if they did that, that would be amazing. I got to say.
You're going to get it in that style. It's going to be that presentation. And I think that's where it's going to nail it.
Right.
Because the presentation will be there. It'll feel like the Tales of the Jedi comics. but it's going to be an animated series with characters we know well.
Right.
That'll be tricky because it's characters we know well. Tales of the Jedi took those obscure characters, right? Like,
oh, yeah, obscure, like unknown characters. These are characters that you could tell a whole story about them because they were like from 5,000 or 10,000 years ago.
right.
So yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to echo that kind of. This is going to be the never before told. Like, you'll still get that feel,
right?
But it'll be with the familiar.
I like it. Yep.
Yeah, I like it. Hey, we trust Dave, man. Like,
absolutely, yes.
He hasn't steered us wrong yet.
Yeah.
So, all right. Visions.
Uh-huh.
Visions is coming back in the spring of 2023.
Wow.
So just adding to that slate we got in front of us.
Yeah.
Nonstop Star Wars.
Exactly.
It's nonstop. Who knew?
So that'd be cool. I mean, that was a big hit, especially with the anime fans, right? I mean,
I like anime. I've always been like a what's the word? Low key fan?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I never got super into it, but at the same time, whenever I've watched any anime stuff, I've been interested.
Yes.
Haven't liked all of it.
Right.
But definitely interested. And when they announced this partnership with these studios and stuff to make a Star Wars anime project, I was like, oh, that sounds cool. I like the artwork.
Yeah, that's the thing,
I
right?
appreciate the art.
Yeah.
Of anime. Even the stuff that I don't like, I do appreciate the artwork in most cases.
Right.
So watch Visions, Volume 1. I guess that's what we're calling it now.
Okay. Yep. So did I. It was good.
And I dug it.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was out there. It's what I expect from anime. Craziness.
Yep.
Things that just make no sense.
Yes. There was a bit of that, yeah.
But the art is cool. I appreciate the craft.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to Visions.
Yeah.
And I like that Visions stepped them out of this everything's got to be canon thing.
Right. Yes.
That commitment that they made, like, everything moving forward is canon. I thought that was dumb.
Well, I like it for the main stories, personally.
Yeah, but commit to that.
Right. Exactly.
They said everything.
I know they did. And
that's why they had to wipe the slate.
I got a feeling to know that this is headed.
We got to go to Legends.
Right. But it's like, okay, you want publishing, you want film, you want television, comics, all that to be canon. Fine. But I mean, it's not like back in the old days, Ewoks and droids, those shows weren't canon,
Right.
There's no reason why you can't. What?
Said before my time.
Yes. Well, but there's no reason why you can't have some fun with the franchise as well as keep your canon stories. There's no reason to be that beholden to, it's a sacred cow that that needs to.
No. And you know what? This reignited, like, it's not Star Wars, like, fan base thing that they're bitching about, right? Like,
right.
They created that.
Yeah, exactly.
They created that. Everything's canon. Everything's, so now you got to go in with, like, this super critiquing mode. Like, it's canon. This all matters. So now it's got to connect to everything. You're creating a situation that You shouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Visions at least let us step out of that.
Yep, for sure.
We're gonna create stories that are in the Star Wars universe, but don't necessarily affect the overarching story.
Yeah.
So being able to go into Visions Volume 1, with that mindset, I got to just enjoy it.
Exactly.
I didn't have to, and not saying I have to, but it just, if you know it's canon, you go in there with that mindset, right? Like, oh, how's it connect to this? How's it connect to that?
Right.
You can't help yourself.
It's funny because I honestly feel like Visions was their way of coming out and saying, yeah, I think we tied a hand behind our back when we said all that, and here's how we're going to, say we're not doing it all like that anymore, right? So without
So now when we
saying
come forward later on saying, oh, that wasn't canon, you understand why.
Yeah, right. Exactly, because something else, there will be something else, I'm sure.
Yeah, there will be something that's canon and then not.
Right. Oh, I foresee that in the future. It's gotta happen. This universe is becoming so vast so quickly. That's gotta happen eventually.
Yeah, the first thing, the first time something really, really, really pisses people off,
Right.
yeah, it's over.
Yeah. But cool.
Yeah, that was Legends.
Yeah.
That was Legends. Just kidding.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I will say, I'll be into the Visions again, so that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. All right. Video gaming.
Yeah.
So, Jedi Fallen Order is getting a sequel.
Oh.
It's official now. Coming out, we got a date here. 2023. That's all they say.
Oh, that's it, huh?
That's it.
Sometime
2023. So
next year.
December, here we come.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I've been playing Blizzard games long enough that when they just give a year, it's December.
Right.
But yeah, Jedi Survivor.
Ooh, nice.
So if you haven't played Fallen Order yet, spoiler alert, Jedi Survivor.
Yeah. Oh, is that what that means? I thought they were going to play like competitions on an island somewhere.
Oh God.
What? Oh, never mind. That was a lame joke.
No, it took it off the deep end though.
Oh, okay.
Jedi Survivor.
Right.
Oh God, I got so many
images in your head, like
damn it, Doug.
Lightsabers and yeah.
With the Jedi with banana leaves.
Right. And you know, they don't just throw you off the island. They force choke you.
Force push you off
Yeah,
the island.
exactly.
Out of here, bitch.
That's right.
So yeah, not a ton I want to go with there because video games it's tricky when you get talking about trailers.
Yeah.
So a trailer we'll revisit later.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So another thing from Celebration. So Kathleen Kennedy confirmed that all new cinematic releases will be set in the sequel era.
Oh.
So I'd like to amend that. All current delayed without any possible release date projects will be set in the sequel era.
Right.
So your Taika Waititi series, Patty Jenkins, allegedly Ryan Johnson,
Kevin Feige.
Right. All sequel era.
Okay.
Now, while I was being a bit of a ass for that.
Uh-huh.
I will say I kind of endorse this move.
And why do you say that? Yeah.
I just would like that story expanded.
What story?
I want to see more in the sequel era. Because I feel like we haven't fully explored that.
Now, you know what? It's very interesting you say that, because when you put it that way, it makes me think. Huh, you're right. Because that's funny. The more I think about this now, because we learned about Rey and Poe and Finn and all of that, and there are, Star Wars is famous for having all these ancillary characters, having these other stories, or even just what's going on in the wider galaxy at these times.
Right.
This is like completely unexplored territory.
It really is.
Makes it more interesting. Really like this.
I'd like to see what it's going to be without J.J. Abrams trying to rewrite the old stuff.
Yep.
And, well.
Yeah. And etc. So, I like this idea, because this is where I think we're going to be able to find new gems in Star Wars storytelling, where, instead of, we have this bookend and this bookend, episode 3 and episode 4, whatever, let's do a story in between. Obviously I'm talking partially Kenobi, but which is something we all wanted, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's like, we've all been wanting that for,
well, let's just think
17 years now. And it's like, why? It's like, okay, we're going to get it now. I don't know. They're starting to talk about something that I guess I didn't even really realize that I want.
Right. And Doug, I'll say this, because you're a guy that loves Star Wars, all Star Wars.
Yeah.
So when I say this, please understand it's not directed at you. But it is like the reaction to the prequel trilogy. The original trilogy fans, the hardcores, right, didn't accept it right away.
Right.
Then we got the Clone Wars. We got all this stuff to fill in the gap, to expand the story. And even as someone who, like myself, was a prequel trilogy fan on the onset, I thought the Clone Wars made all that better.
Totally.
So if they're going to expand the sequel trilogy and set out to make it better, hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm on board. I'm
like
with you.
we've bagged on the sequel trilogy a lot.
And we're probably not done.
But at the same time, I'm open to the idea that they can expand it and make it work really well.
Yeah.
I'm open to that.
Yeah, me too. I like it.
So I really like that they're not abandoning it. Like they committed. Go for it.
Yes.
Now, if you spend 10 years committing to this and it still sucks, then we got a problem.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
But I'm open to it. I really am. And I really want to see it all make sense. Because, it seemed like they were heading a certain direction, and then it changed, and then it changed, and then it changed.
Yes.
So
all those little strings in Star Wars that you could just start pulling on to reveal a new story somewhere. There's a lot of those in the sequel trilogy that you could explore, which would be good.
And if they flesh all that out and make it all make sense, the sequel trilogy is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I
so,
hope so.
Kudos. Like, go for it. That's the thing about this this big universe, right? You can expand on everything.
Exactly.
And the fact that they're going to commit to the sequel trilogy era. Now, I'll say this. If they go beyond what happened in the sequel trilogy and just start from there, that's going to hurt.
Right.
No, you got to fill in the gaps. You gotta commit to that era.
Exactly.
Like, it's got to be working in concert.
Like I said, start pulling on these strings that are just left flying around there. Yes, we need some more clarification on some things. Let's just say that. Yeah.
I do have some advice.
Oh.
For them.
Yeah.
Like, maybe feature films isn't the way to go.
Right.
Maybe 2 or 3 animated series with a guy like I don't know, Dave Filoni.
Yeah, maybe.
Might make it work.
Yeah. It's true. Well,
because I mean, I loved the prequel trilogy anyway. I grew up with it. You know, it was fabulous, but 7 seasons of the Clone Wars made it fabulous.
Right.
Like, watch 7 seasons of the Clone Wars and then go back and watch the prequel trilogy. You're like, whoa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, Dave Filoni is a man. Don't want to just, like, blindly love the guy, but yeah, I love the guy.
I was going to say, there's a lot of Star Wars fans feel the same way. And he gives us nothing but reasons to fully support his involvement in Star Wars.
Right. All right. So you remember talking about Celebration coverage and how I think it's so cool that they always have something that is exclusive for the Celebration attendees.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I love y'all. But, yeah, that Ahsoka trailer leaked.
Oh, yeah.
That leaked. It was short.
Right.
You know, they just started filming, like, what, 2 weeks before this?
Yeah, 3 weeks,
3 weeks
I think. Yeah.
this?
Yeah. I mean, that was
like the fact that they had anything to present was like, pfft.
I know.
Like, I feel like they went in there that day, like, okay, Celebration's coming up. First day is shooting this trailer.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. But there are things in this trailer. Kind of neat, right?
Oh, no, this trailer's pure hype. Pure hype. Like, you got... Where'd you want to go with that?
Oh, I don't know. I was having a very hard time finding this. You actually sent me a link. I was able to see some of this, and it's like, oh, this looks neat, you know?
All right. So the things you see in this trailer, it's all speculation, right? Like, it's
right. Oh, yeah.
Now, there are some things that are pretty obvious. You see a Twi'lek.
Yep.
In orange pants.
Right.
That's Hera.
That's Hera, yeah. There's no doubt. Yep, that's Hera.
You see Ahsoka. Well, name's on the title.
Right.
Right? But you see a hand reaching out, like struggling to use the Force. Right? Like they're learning. You've seen Hera, you've seen Ahsoka.
Uh-huh.
And now everyone's assuming that's Jason.
Ah.
Which is Hera and Kanan's child.
Right.
Okay?
Which would make sense.
It really would.
Yeah.
Which it would be about time that one of those names makes it into Star Wars.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm sorry. I'm still bitter. Jaina Solo, great character.
Right. Totally agree.
They screwed up on that one.
Yeah.
Jason Solo, also fabulous character.
Right.
Screwed up.
Yep.
But I will concede I like Adam Driver. I really do. Would have been cool if his name was Jason, though.
Right.
Because he pretty much did the same shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. But also moving on in this little leak trailer, at the end you see Sabine's mural from the end of Rebels.
Right.
With a shadowy figure looking at it that is obviously Sabine Wren.
Makes sense.
I've seen tons of people saying, no, that's Ezra. No, it's Sabine.
I got to be honest. What makes sense to me, and it only seems logical, is that this show is going to pick up right where Rebels left off. The postscript of Rebels.
Right.
And, that's going to be, for anyone who watches this show only because it's live action, it's going to be the connective tissue to actually get them to go back and watch Rebels. Totally worth doing, by the way. And get all the history for what this show's all about. So,
Right. And I'll say this, for everyone that's saying, oh, that could be Ezra. Stop. Ezra's really looking at Sabine's mural that she paints at the end of,
right.
Why are they searching for him? He's there, damn it.
Exactly. That's like where they left from to go find him. So if he's there,
yeah.
I guess that's over.
Yeah, they went to find him and he came back and he's like, I don't know what they're doing.
Right.
So it's obviously Sabine. I mean,
I can just see it now.
If you take a second and just pause it and look, you see the armor on her. You see her shoulder piece.
Right.
Like it's Sabine. Period.
I mean, we know that Ezra was lost with Thrawn, right? So all the people saying, "Hey, it's Ezra," so clearly Thrawn's with him. So Ezra's saying, "Hey, what do you think of this piece of artwork, Thrawn?" Yeah.
I'll give Dave crap for this. Like, this is what you get for giving Sabine short hair, because apparently that makes it Ezra.
Right, right.
But if it wasn't enough to show that trailer, then they bring out the actress who is playing Sabine.
Right. Yes.
So Natasha Lou Bordizio. Yeah. Close enough.
Yeah.
Horrible with names. You know this.
Yes.
So they introduce her as the actress playing Sabine.
Right.
Which I gotta say, damn.
Yeah.
Excellent. I don't know how they do this.
I know. Excellent casting.
I will say this, in all honesty, when they announced Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, I was like, I don't really see it. And then I saw her in costume, and I'm like, God.
Right.
They killed it.
Yeah.
I was way wrong.
There was some of that fan art that showed her as Ahsoka that was interesting, too.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But, like, I take fan art for what it is, because
there's
also facial structure and stuff that gets just a little modified.
Yeah, artists can take liberties with
But I mean, I was doubly wrong on Rosario as Ahsoka, because it's like, oh, they can't use her voice.
Right.
And then they did. I'm like, God damn it.
Hey, it worked.
It worked. It's really good. Like, Rosario as Ahsoka is really good. Now, at the same time, like, she walked out and I was like, oh, I see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see her as Sabine.
Totally.
So now I'm scared.
Oh, don't be scared. I think it's going to be just fine.
Don't worry, think it will too. Yeah, she seems to be embracing the character, the culture she's coming into.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That's got to be a shock for anybody who's first coming into all of this. I'm sure, this is.
Which I got to say, I don't feel like they prepared her well enough.
Right.
Because watching her come out on stage and sit there, she's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. You didn't get a sheet that said, here, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
So, but yeah, I see it. She seems to be having fun, which is always a dead giveaway. Like, it's going to be at least okay, right?
Yeah, totally.
All right. Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Part 3.
I
do got to ask, how we all feeling at this point? Because
good with a little apprehension. How's that?
yes, I'm in the same boat. I will say, the first half of this episode, I was feeling really good about where they're headed.
Right.
Maybe some of Obi-Wan's what seemed like anger threw me a little bit.
Oh,
yeah. Not everyone's good, Leia.
Right. You meant the snapping at Leia. So that, I don't know if I call that anger. I almost feel like that right there is his, he's not sure of himself. So that's how he reacts. And
I agree, but from Leia, that comes across as anger.
Well, sure. Clearly it would to her, but I don't know if I'd call it anger, because I think we all know that it's.
I will say, the delivery, it felt a little angry.
Okay.
But at the same time, his trust in people is really shaken.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt.
I mean, he trained this guy from a little boy.
Right.
He literally fought a war for Chancellor Palpatine.
Right.
So, yeah. I kind of get it.
Yeah, it's clear why his trust has been shaken.
Not everyone's good. Yeah,
right.
I get it.
and some are worse than others. I'll just say that. Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. You're really just mad at one guy.
Yes, absolutely.
Because he's responsible for both of your troubles.
Yes. What was I going to say here? I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. So I liked things I liked. I liked Freck. He was cool. I even like that he kind of like said, hey, you should probably check these guys out. All that. It made sense. That fit for the character to me.
No, I thought they did well with that. Like, yeah, nothing wrong with a little order. Like,
right. Yes. And, even the whole fact that, Obi-Wan says, you don't speak. She's like, I don't, or I can't. You don't. And she gets on there and she's, da 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 da.
Oh no, she's
that's total Leia, right?
She's killing it. Like,
she is killing it as far as young Leia. I love that actor. So,
I mean, I'll say this in all honesty, like people's anger towards the show, because there's quite a bit lately. And
really?
Yeah, and I don't really understand like the absolute anger that people are showing. This episode, episode's actually rated the lowest of all Disney era Star Wars.
Wow. Interesting.
I don't think it's warranted, honestly.
No.
I don't think it's warranted. There are tons of good things in here. There are things that I'm going to complain about.
Sure.
But that's later.
Sure.
But like Leia, I mean, honest to God, like they couldn't have cast better.
Exactly.
She is fabulous.
Yep.
This kid is one. She's going places. Like,
yeah, no doubt. But spot on for the character of Leia Organa, that we all know as an adult. So, yeah, totally good.
Yeah, like take her attitude as an adult and then add it to the child naivete, right? Like,
exactly.
Killed it.
Yep. So, speaking
just use the Force.
Yeah. Can't you use the Force to make it go faster?
Yeah. I mean, when she said that, like, can't you use the Force to make it go faster? That was a total, like you mentioned it before. Get this big walking carpet out of my way. Like,
right.
It was that.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of good casting, just curious, how did they cast the stormtroopers from Troops to come onto that transport with them? Yeah, I couldn't help but think of that a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
The stormtroopers they're like, they're moving us around. Something about finding a Jedi. You don't know anything about any Jedi, do you? It's like it's total Troops. I'm just
yeah, but you know what I liked about that whole interaction is they humanized stormtroopers a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
I thought that was really, really well done. That whole interaction.
Right.
Because they're just regular people.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're dedicated to the Empire and they're going to do nasty stuff along the way. But at the same time, they're just people.
Right.
So I thought that conversation was fabulous.
Yeah, it was.
And it's amazing how you can get, I don't know who was cast as that stormtrooper directly across from Obi-Wan. But when he's like, oh, Leia was her mother, sometimes
Yes.
I look at her and I just see her.
Yes.
His reaction through that helmet, I'm like, wow, that was really good. I don't know who was cast as that, but damn, you killed it.
Oh, yeah. That part right there, too, that you just mentioned, just blew me away for Ewan McGregor. Because you can feel the tension he's exuding right there. Like, oh my God, I just screwed up. But then he looks down at Leia and you can tell he's sincere. She just reminds me so much of her mother. And it's like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, he felt that when he said that, It's like, okay,
well, he knew her mother.
Right. Oh, totally.
So,
yeah.
There was a lot of moments like that. There was one weird moment.
Yep.
When she asked him if he was her father.
Right.
And he said, I wish that was so.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you that I was.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? I can only imagine that he wishes that for Leia so that she would have that closure then or something, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was a little odd.
It was, yeah.
Just the way that was placed.
Where it was placed and how it was phrased and all that, yeah. It was a little but strange.
At the same time, I get it. I understand what he's going for. It was just closure for Leia.
Yeah.
He wanted to ease her mind.
Yeah, totally.
But all right. Now we're going to get to the things I disliked a little bit.
Okay.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
So Vader.
You don't like Vader?
No, I liked Vader.
Right.
I gotta say, like, first off, like, up front, Hayden Christensen in the suit.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Killing it.
Like, Hayden, I've been defending his performance for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? As Anakin.
Yeah.
As Vader, holy crap.
I know.
He's so good. Like, the mannerisms, just the way he moves.
Yes.
You'd have thought that was Dave Prowse.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Here's what gets me, right? You mentioned Dave Prowse. What gets me is what I really feel from this is that Hayden's performance is like a younger Dave Prowse, right? Like,
right.
If the Vader we see in episode 4 was 10 years younger, he'd look just like this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing, which, especially with the more physical stuff. But then, you mentioned earlier to me, even the stuff where he's being Vader in contemplation and stuff.
Oh yeah. So like when he's talking to Reva, right? In that hollow call.
Right.
That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like he gets done talking to her and he gets up, turns, and looks over at Mustafar.
Right.
That the body language, like the getting up and moving, like was killer. It was fabulous. Like they killed that. Like it's unbelievably good. I didn't feel a difference.
Right.
From the Vader we know to that Vader. That, to me, that's the same guy.
Exactly.
If you're watching one to the other, that's the same guy.
Yep.
Now, speaking of Hayden.
Yeah.
When Obi-Wan sees that mirage.
Uh-huh.
Mirage, I don't know if that's the right word, but
hallucination, whatever. Yeah.
Hallucination. And it's Hayden of now in the robes.
Yeah.
That, I was like, ooh.
Really?
That was a chills moment. Like, ooh.
Really?
You didn't like that?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you didn't like that.
No, I did.
Okay.
I love that.
I was going to say, I like that. It was good. Yeah.
And I gotta give it to Hayden. Like, that's holy crap. That's like episode 3 Anakin right there. Holy.
Yeah, totally.
Like, damn, dude, you're not acting like it's like 17 years later. No, I thought that was fabulous.
Yeah, it was good.
That was a really good moment. I really liked that. And taking my dislike of Reva telling Obi-Wan Anakin's still alive.
Right.
Like, I still can't get over that. Like that.
Yeah. There's something more to this. Because the more and more I think about that, you got to ask how. How does anyone who knows that Vader is Anakin is summarily done away with. And I don't know how she's keeping it from him,
All right, so here's my big problem, right? All Star Wars is canon, right?
I guess, yeah.
Publishing, comic books.
Right.
All the major stuff is canon.
Right.
Grand Admiral Thrawn doesn't know that Anakin is Vader for sure.
Right.
He's just guessing.
Yep.
And whenever he alludes to it, Vader tells him Anakin Skywalker is dead.
Right.
How the hell does Reva know this?
Well, right. I mean, the only other person that I know of that knows is Tarkin.
And even then, you get the idea that he just put the pieces together.
I don't know. I think Tarkin knows. I mean,
I think he knows because he put the pieces together. I don't feel like Anakin, like Vader never told him, "Oh, this is who I am."
maybe so.
He's the same as Thrawn. He put the pieces together. Like, and if you catch up, Doug, read the Thrawn books,
Right.
you know that like it's the same kind of interaction.
Oh, okay.
Like everything Thrawn says, he kind of like alludes to it. But there was one time where Thrawn kind of like pushes it.
I was going to say, Tarkin wasn't alluding to much. He came out and said, when Vader's,
He said, "You're the last of your religion." Did he call him Anakin?
no, but he said,
Precisely.
felt my old master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, here,
I guess you got me there.
So it's like, he clearly knows, But how Reva knows and is still alive is kind of crazy. I'm wondering if the interaction we saw between Reva and Vader in this episode is going to have something to do with
Vader killing her at the end?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. I got a feeling we're headed down that road right now.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to get an unceremonious exit.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, just a slight feeling, it's going to have something to do with kidnapping an Imperial Senator's daughter.
It could. It could. It very well could.
Like, at the end of that, I saw that you're coming with me.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Yeah.
Bail Organa's still an Imperial Senator.
Leia does try to duck out there. It's funny.
She does, but she's going to get caught.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's not going to end well. Because the Imperial Senate's still a real thing.
Right.
Have a feeling Vader's not going to be too happy with that. No matter what the means, he knows it's not going to make Palpatine happy.
Yeah, totally.
He's got an overarching plan. It's going to be harder to dissolve the Senate if there's scandal along the way.
Right. Yeah, totally.
So that's going to be her big mistake, I think.
And
that's a guess.
If she happens to bring up, "I know you're Anakin," well, that might just do it too. Be like, all right, here, just give this senator his daughter back. Third sister gone. Still looking for Obi-Wan.
Right.
I mean, something like that.
All right.
Speaking of still
let's
looking.
talk about the still looking for Obi-Wan.
Exactly. That's
so,
what we call a segue.
We have the big confrontation.
Yes. Well, we don't know if it's the big confrontation, but a big confrontation.
The first of the big confrontations.
Right.
I have one issue here. I loved everything leading up to this.
Uh-huh.
Vader's brutality in the town. I love it. They're adding to the menace of this character.
Right. Yeah.
I love it.
He's definitely showing the cruelty of Darth Vader. Yes.
Yeah.
I would have liked, for the sake of those who might not quite get it, like, just have him say Obi-Wan or Kenobi,
I mean,
I know you're here,
even for the sake of campiness, right? Like, Star Wars has always been just a tad campy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, sometimes more than a tad. You're right. That would have helped.
Right.
Just give it a little campiness. He's taunting a little bit.
Yep.
I like that. But at the same time, the silence did add to the menace.
Right. So for me, I guess the element for that's kind of missing, right, is if you're going to torture and kill townsfolk because you're looking for a Jedi, maybe you should let the townsfolk know you're looking for a Jedi,
Right.
and what Jedi it is. That's before you just start doing away with them. So, but
yeah, even something as simple as like, I know he's here.
Yeah, right. That what that does, and this has classically been done in Star Wars forever, is it puts an exclamation point on what he's doing.
Right.
That's all.
As if the real flick of the hand, snap of the neck.
Well, okay, so on why he's doing, what he's doing.
Like when he did that, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh yeah.
It's like I haven't watched Star Wars in a long time, and
oh yeah,
he did that. I was like, "Oh, that's new."
That's good.
I believe it because it's what I imagine, but at the same time, that's new.
Right.
There's definitely one character they're not screwing up at all. You look at Rogue One.
Yeah.
Vader got brutal.
Oh yeah.
Now you look at Obi-Wan Kenobi. Vader got more brutal.
Right.
Like at least in Rogue One, those were combatants, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those were rebel fighters.
Right.
These were just townfolk.
Yep.
Like, whew.
Yeah, civilians. People just trying to get by. Yep.
I mean, I like it. Because he's supposed to be our big villain. And anything they can add to that, I like.
Yes.
And, you also got to consider the fact that later on he's going to be less of a bad guy. He redeemed, right? Luke redeems him.
Yeah.
So the more bad you can show along the way to the redemption,
The further that
that
journey
makes
is.
Luke's feet
Yes.
even better.
Even more powerful. Absolutely.
Yes. So I love that. I really do. But now we get to his confrontation with Obi-Wan.
Right.
I'm just going to skip right to the end of the confrontation.
Yep.
He is defeating him rather easily and ends up holding him up, igniting a fire, and dragging him through the fire. He's going to make Obi-Wan suffer.
Right.
Now, when I'm watching that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Super bitter.
Yep.
Then we get to Obi-Wan's escape. Not necessarily his escape, but his rescue.
Yes, his rescue. Yeah, totally.
Through fire.
Yes.
Now, Vader ignites a fire, extinguishes a fire, tells stormtroopers to go get him, bring him to him, and then the same fire reignites and he can't put it out again.
Right.
I had a problem with that.
It's so I'm just now starting to think of something. And I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. Okay. Clearly, through their lightsaber battle and all, it's pretty clear Obi-Wan is not on the top of his game. He is, we'll just say, not on the top of his game. And Vader can tell, and he can probably sense, the emotions that are going through Obi-Wan at the moment, which are, not very positive, not very Jedi-like, right? The one thing Vader said here that is starting to make me wonder now if he let him go is, your suffering has only just begun. I wonder if he thought up another idea.
You think he's just going to let him think about it?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, I kicked the shit out of you, now ponder that?
Something like that. But maybe he's got another plan. I don't know. I there's got to be something, right? I'm also thinking, this is not the end of it. It can't be. Because I hearken back to, A New Hope. Vader says, when I left you, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master. So it's like, that's not what we just saw here. And you didn't leave him. So.
Right. And then not only that, but how far did they get away?
True.
That they lose them. Like, walk around the fire.
Yeah. I mean, this right here, I'm thinking of another part of A New Hope, right? All of this could play into Leia's knowledge, like Han, not a bad bit of rescuing, eh? She's like, they let us go. Maybe she's seen that before. I don't know.
I didn't think of that.
Right. I just now thought of that. So I wonder what the game plan is. So probably overthinking it, but man, I'm getting the feeling that was done on purpose.
Right.
Like if the stormtrooper would have made it over there to grab him, okay, Vader's going to take him and he's going to torture him. But that's run-of-the-mill Vader torture-y stuff. Maybe when that went up, Vader's like, oh, we have a full-on resistance here. I'm going to look into this. I don't know.
Maybe. Like, maybe he couldn't sense.
Maybe he was so focused on Obi-Wan. Yeah, he didn't know.
He didn't know how deep the threat went.
Exactly.
Am I dealing with a person or an army?
Right. Well, Vader might be wanting to find out. So I think this might have something to do with it. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Still, I think it was kind of weak.
Right.
I mean, they could make it better, I'm sure.
Yep.
But yeah, this was a weak one for me. And so far, it hurts this episode. I mean, if he wouldn't have literally started that fire, blown out that fire, and then that fire is what stopped him, I'm like, come on. He just blew it out. Like, what is it, a video game? He's got to wait to recharge?
Right.
I had an issue with that. Like, couldn't he just do the magic hand thing, right? Like,
right. Well,
or does his compassion kick in a little bit?
At this point, I think we're into it might be Vader thinking on the fly and saying, "Oh, Obi-Wan can lead me to a much greater prize." Something.
Maybe.
Possible. But
there's a lot to think about.
It is. And I will say this. I am just waiting in anticipation of the next episode because I want to see where it goes now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've seen tons of reviews and stuff, but it's like, can you really do it right now? We got 3 more to go.
Right.
And I think we need to see those before we judge.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, this story is obviously being told in a little bit of a cinematic.
Oh, absolutely. This is yes, if you put it all together, which I'd love to see them do that. Like if you wanted to sit through like all the hours of it. Yeah. It would come across as a long movie for sure. At least so far.
Right. Yeah, and I think we got 3 more weeks. See what they do. Then we can judge on this.
Yeah, totally.
All right. One last thing from Celebration.
Yes. So, this was a clip that just kind of hit me. I mean, this was, I played that clip from Dave Filoni earlier, and he had Andy Gutierrez interviewing him, and she asked a really innocuous question, like just total softball, and then Dave's answer gets into some very important things when it comes to Star Wars, I thought.
So you and Jon Favreau have had quite a run working together. How do you approach Star Wars together to like push it into this new and exciting territory?
I don't know. There's no grand philosophy of it. We just like Star Wars, and we have a whiteboard.
Like, hey,
and
hey,
I
man,
sit
Star
there
Wars,
and we
right?
just start saying, maybe we do this and maybe we do this. And we start throwing ideas out. Like it has to start with things that you're invested in a story you want to tell. Then you start to figure out what the right elements are. And I'm always working on this massive architecture that goes over all of it, not just for Ahsoka, but everything else that will affect, and we try to line it up as best we can and go from there. But, it's a fun process, to be asked, and a tremendous responsibility to do anything with these characters. And so sometimes when it's our characters that we've created, it's a lot easier. You still give it the same attention, but like when it's Luke, it's a lot more intense because that's a character that's iconic the world over. Luke is a character that's responsible. And so without Luke, where are we?
Right.
There's nothing. And it's one of George's characters. And you have to take care of those characters, to be very careful about everything they say and everything they do. That's why it was so important to have Mark there, to include him in the process, to make sure that that's authentic to what we're doing. And when I was directing, whether he was in there or, Graham, our Mark called him the lookalike. Mark was right next to me the whole time too, because, we were sharing insights, from my conversations with George and his experience as Luke Skywalker, so that we could make that as authentic for people as possible. And I think we achieved our goal, and Grogu was well trained by the great Luke Skywalker.
So I have a 2-part response.
Okay.
So part 1. Get the fuck out of here. You got to have fun while making Star Wars?
Okay.
Okay, part 2. Get the fuck out of here. Luke's important?
Oh, I know. I thought we were supposed to believe that is not the case. Yeah. Apparently they feel like, Filoni and Favreau and all of them there, they feel like Luke has an important role to play in Star Wars. Interesting.
No shit.
Interesting.
I hear that and I'm like, I know I'm going crazy right now, but I'm gonna keep going. Like, why the fuck isn't this guy in charge of Star Wars?
Exactly.
Seriously. Like, he hit everything right there.
Yes.
Every single element.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, is it fun? Is it, carrying on stories? Is it like he hit every single element?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. When you're going to be dealing with characters that people have known and loved for all these years, he understands there's a responsibility with that. That's something that I don't think has always been understood in recent times.
No, because let's think about this. Like you're talking about this guy they brought in to help with Luke and things like that, and Mark Hamill refers to him as a lookalike.
A lookalike, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then not too long after that, you got Kathleen Kennedy saying, we're not going to recast. Original trilogy characters, stuff like that. We're not going to recast. It obviously ain't working. This is why Solo failed. No, you're missing the point.
Right.
This is not why Solo failed. Solo didn't fail because Alden Ehrenreich didn't sell it.
Right.
He did. I didn't watch him thinking he wasn't Han Solo.
Right.
I honestly believed he was Han Solo. I thought he did pretty well.
Yeah.
The problem is, one, I've already hit on this. You want to tell every little nuanced story that came along with Star Wars.
Yes.
We got to tell the Kessel Run. Why? And then I just listened to the audiobook for Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to tell Kato Nemoidia.
Right.
Why?
Right. Yep. If
Look,
there's anything that has been left unsaid in a Star Wars movie, we have to finish it off now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their, like, oh, well, that's what they want. They want to hear about Kato Nemoidia. No, I didn't. I didn't need that. That was good enough.
Right.
Like, the mystery added to the story. That business is on Kato Nemoidia. That don't count.
Right.
That was enough for me.
Exactly.
I didn't need the lackluster story that you threw at me to fill the gap.
Sometimes it seems like they just don't get that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew why it didn't count. Well, I now know why it doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's bullshit. So.
All right. Another one of those books I got to read.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said, update your Audible. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I know. I will say, if there's anyone who should be running all of Lucasfilm, I think it's Dave, because of that right there. I think that explains it all.
I mean, running all of Lucasfilm, I think is bold to say.
You know what I mean. Like any creative decision needs to be run through Dave. How's that?
I mean, they got a story group.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they should replace the story group with Dave.
There you go.
Period.
I like that. That's good.
Period. Because Dave gets it in a way that no one else does.
Yes.
He really does.
Yep.
And what encourages me when I hear Dave talk every time, it's like, well, I didn't have a plan. We were just like, yeah, what would be fun to us?
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a fantasy story. It's supposed to be fun, God damn it.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It blows my mind every time. Like what do we do next? Like, it's serious. We gotta.
Right.
This should just be fun.
Yep.
That's the jumping off point. There's a story to tell along the way, sure. And there's continuities and things like that to consider. But fun has to be your primary focus.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you take fun out of the equation, Rian Johnson told a great story. He chose to use porgs as his fun.
Yes. You're right.
The rest of it was serious as shit.
Yeah. Interesting perspective there. Huh.
The fun for the rest of it was lost.
Yeah. Wow. Well, yeah, I think I think the Lucasfilm brass seriously needs to look at the responses Dave gets on pretty much everything he touches. I mean, and look at the responses of the fans, right? We were talking about the Tales of the Jedi thing. Like, oh, it's not what I thought it was going to be. Okay, well, it's going to be short stories. All right, well, Dave's involved, and it's going to be Clone Wars actors and stuff. Okay, that's it. I'm convinced. I'm in. You know,
I'm in.
That's all it takes. So, that's what I feel like they should pay attention to. It's like, this guy is onto something. You know, when it comes to Star Wars, he's it. So
he kind of knows what he's doing.
Yes.
I will say this, though. Jon Favreau gets Star Wars in a way I never expected him to get.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I was a little leery of,
But
Marvel guy, yeah.
At the same time, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, that's a match made in heaven.
Right.
Because Jon Favreau gets live action. He gets working with your actors, actresses, and everything in between. He gets all the business side of that live action performance.
Right.
Dave gets the story. Put the two together, killing it.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah. Lucasfilm. I mean, it's right there in fucking front of you.
Yep, exactly. There's no better way to put it.
I have no better way to put it. But all right. If you have anything to add, you can always email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. We're also on social media. We're at The Wars and More on Twitter, Facebook.com/TheWarsandMore, at The Wars and More on Instagram. Find all that and all the ways to find the show over at TheWarsandMore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think we've about covered it.
All right. We will talk next week.